Hey guys, this is Matthew. Welcome back to Nerd News Today, and today we're looking at some Minimates. We've got from Diamond Select their Marvel Minimates Series 79. This is their Guardians of the Galaxy line, but we're not talking about the movie Guardians of the Galaxies here necessarily. No, in this case, we're actually looking at one of the more recent comic incarnations of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is several different versions of characters who have been in the Guardians of the Galaxy recently, or just kind of other cosmic characters. And it's a pretty great lineup, you know. I'm actually excited for a lot of these characters here that we've got. There's some really good ones that we haven't gotten before, or at least we haven't gotten in a long time, and some really good looks for all of them. And also a pretty exciting Build-A-Figure for a character that I like a lot too. So joining us in Wave 79 here, we've got Gamora and Darkhawk, who is one of the most 90s-est characters you can ever have in the 90s. We've got Starlord and Adam Warlock, and this is Adam Warlock in I think more of his recent outfit, in fact, which is kind of cool. And last but not least, I think this is the set that everybody's going to want in particular from this series. We've got Marvel's Angela and Cosmic Ghost Rider. So yeah, Marvel has to basically differentiate Angela from other versions of her, I suppose. But yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider is the one that I think everybody's going to want to get their hands on. So this is, I think, really the pack to absolutely get. And I'm sure you've been noticing that in the center of all of these packs here, we've got our Build-A-Figure for Moondragon. So the front of the boxes are fairly small. In fact, just for comparison, here's my Samsung S9 Plus, and you can see, you know, not much bigger than that. And the back of the packaging includes a look at everybody in the wave, as well as separate bios for every single character from this. So just in case you don't know who they are, well, you've got yourselves a nice little sentence about each of them. And you know what? These are actually pretty good bios, I have to admit. You know, a lot of times we've talked about on the channel here that the bios can often leave something lacking. But in this case, you know, less is definitely more. And I feel like these are some of the best bios they've done because they're just so short and very succinct, but they really totally nail it. And the side of each packaging has an image of our characters in Minimate form. And here are the other ones as well. But since Moondragon is the Build-A-Figure, she does not get an illustration. But that doesn't really matter because we have the full set of all 7 of these figures. So I think it's time for us to go ahead and open up these Minimates and take a look at them loose. And here is Minimate Series 79 all lined up. This is a good looking group of figures with a lot of great accessories, and several of them have a few surprises that I didn't know about, in fact, when I actually got these figures. So let's go ahead and start looking at them individually. Starting with Adam Warlock. This is Adam Warlock in more of his, I think, more recent colors and his more recent outfit. He comes with his staff, which is a separate piece, gold piece right there. He's got a very large, long, flowing cape. It's a pretty cape-heavy line since it's not just him that has a cape, it's also Moondragon. And they're both enormous capes. These aren't tiny capes by any stretch of the imagination. They have some really nice details on the belt, really great paint application here. And of course, these are Minimates, so the head pieces always come off, so you can do that frightening thing right there. But yeah, he's got a nice hairdo too. It's a good-looking Adam Warlock. Is it my favorite Adam Warlock ever? No, I kind of prefer when he first showed up in the comics and that outfit and the look that he had for quite some time. But this is actually still a pretty strong looking figure, and I do like this one a lot. Up next is Gamora from the Guardians. She comes with 2 accessories. She has a pistol and a sword. This is the same sword that we're going to see with Angela as well. The difference is hers is silver, whereas Angela's is silver with a gold handle. We also have this pistol in her hand here. I gotta say, the pistol is actually probably the toughest accessory to put in anybody's hands because it's very tiny and it's actually a little bit wider than her hand itself. So I kind of had to like finagle it around to get it in there. But once it's in there, it looks pretty nice. And I do like these Guardian outfits. I don't think we're ever going to see these in the movies, but they look really great in toy form. And I love her hairdo as well. Really great piece on the hair. Good looking outfit, good figure. I like this one a lot. Speaking of Angela, here she is with that sword. Again, you can see, I'll bring back in Gamora, in fact. You can see they have identical swords. It's the exact same sword, just different colored handle on them. But here is Angela. She's a little top heavy, she's a little floppy actually. I've had a hard time standing her up straight. Let's see if I can get her now. Might just be me because I'm not used to actually posing Minimates that much. But she has some pretty big accessories on her shoulders and her hands, which I think are kind of weighing her down and throwing her off, as well as her kind of robe thing on the back. So getting her to stand is kind of difficult. And, you know, we got her now, but she's a little bit lopsided. But another piece with some really nice paint application on it. I do like the fiery red hair and all the shoulder pads. Her sword is cool too. This is a really good one. This is a really good figure. I like this one a lot. She might be my favorite of the bunch, in fact. Although there is another contender that might take that away from her. But she's pretty darn close to being the top figure for me. And there is one important thing we have to mention with Angela, because yes, folks, she is wearing panties, unlike that McFarlane toy that came out way back in the 90s. So no controversy here. Just a very good looking figure, good paint application. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good 2-pack. And I especially say that because the other partner that joins her in that 2-pack is Cosmic Ghost Rider. So Cosmic Ghost Rider is one of the new big favorites in the Marvel comic universe right now. If you don't know the story about who Cosmic Ghost Rider is, basically Frank Castle starts taking out everybody in the universe, and ultimately that leads him to become the Ghost Rider, if I'm remembering this correctly, and then he continues to punish even more people with the powers of hell and such. But then there's really nobody left on Earth to punish, because at that point everybody's been taken care of because of Frank Castle. He kind of goes insane. So along comes Galactus. Galactus sees him, he stands up to Galactus because that's what he does, and Galactus decides to make him his herald, thus giving him the power of Cosmic on top of the Ghost Rider powers and his psychotic brain of demented Frank Castle. And at this point, this isn't the Frank Castle that we all know from the comics. He's a little bit more in line with Deadpool making quips, and he's just kind of crazy at this point in the head, but he's a very, very cool character. And this is a great piece too. So we got his fire whip over here, we've got one of his enormous futuristic guns, and this one also comes with one of the really cool surprise accessories. You got this Super Saiyan hair? Well, not quite. We've got the Ghost Rider hair, so we can actually pop off this helmet, I believe, here, like that. You can swap on this headpiece, and boom. Ghost Rider can now go Super Saiyan level 2. But personally, I do prefer it with the helmet on. I just think that looks a lot more fun. And yeah, as we mentioned here, he's got that fire whip that is so powerful, it even knocked him down. Yeah, it's a translucent piece of plastic. This is a real standout piece among them. And yeah, like I mentioned, he does come with Angela, so that's definitely going to be the 2-pack to get. But that's not to say that the last pack we haven't talked about yet is not another outstanding one as well. This last 2-pack here has got Starlord. This is a really great one as well. He's got his dual guns. He's got, I think this is his Nova Corps outfit. Again, this is from the comics. I briefly was reading Guardians of the Galaxy when they were doing the Annihilation series in, I guess, the early 2000s, I think that was, when the Guardians kind of got their first big re-up in comics again. And I'm pretty sure this is like that from that kind of outfit, from that period, in fact. It was a good time for the cast. And it was a pretty good comic. Having not read the cosmic stuff before, I was actually pretty into it. He comes with his 2 blaster pistols, which you can see here. But what's really cool about him is, in fact, his surprise. So you can see here we've got Starlord with his mask on. This is actually removable. We can pop it out, and there you see him without his helmet on. And we've got a separate hairpiece. So boom, now you've got Starlord without the helmet. I should probably straighten out his hair, that'll make him look a little bit more like an actual human being, but there we go. Star-Lord without his helmet. It's a good looking head sculpt. No, it isn't Chris Pratt whatsoever, but it's basically the comic book version of Star-Lord, and that's totally fine for me. But most of the time for me, he's gonna probably have on this other helmet here, so it doesn't really make a big difference to me. But I really enjoyed that they included the option to swap out his head to give you that, essentially 2 figures in one. And the last figure that's part of the 2-packs who comes with Star-Lord is Darkhawk. This guy here is a fan favorite lately. I don't know why, but he's become kind of like a cult hit again. I haven't read Darkhawk since it first came out, so I gotta go back and take a look at him and see what's going on. But this figure of Darkhawk is really spectacular though. He's got the awesome wingspan. He has the Wolverine claw thing on his hand, which I don't know anything about, but man, as far as a figure goes, this is a good looking piece. And this brings me to another topic I haven't mentioned yet for these figures, but all the figures come packaged with stands. This is what most of the figures come with, is this flat stand. But Darkhawk in particular, and Starlord as well, comes with this one. This is the flying stand. So we stick that into his foot like that, and voila, Darkhawk is now flying in the air. And it's also cool that they put this in the pack with Starlord because, from watching the movies as well as in the comics, Starlord usually does have some kind of rocket boots on him, so it works out well. He can also fly here. And finally, here is a look at the Build-A-Figure Moondragon. So all of her pieces are scattered throughout the series, but this is how the piece looks once you've actually put her together. And again, you can see what I mean by having another enormous cape in this line. And here is Adam Warlock again, so you can just kind of compare the enormity of their capes. But yeah, Moondragon is a good-looking figure as well. She's a part of the current Guardians, I think, or at least last time I checked, she was part of the current Guardians lineup. So it's also her in her modern outfit. Her outfit from the 90s was just like giant boob window, and that's really honestly all I remember from it. This one here, her boob window is much, much more toned down, but it's still Moondragon. She's a very underrated character, and this is another very underrated figure from what I think is going to be a pretty underrated Minimates line, to be honest. And the reason I say that is because I don't know how popular the comic book version of the Guardians of the Galaxies are right now, so I don't know how much people are going to be seeking out versions of Adam Warlock, Moondragon, Gamora, and Starlord. But I really do think that the standout pieces here are that Darkhawk figure and the Angela and Cosmic Ghost Rider 2-pack. So I think it's really just worth it to get those 2 figures for sure. And I think it's also worth getting Starlord and Darkhawk because Darkhawk is awesome and so is Starlord. As for Gamora and Adam Warlock, that's definitely the peg warmer of the 3, unfortunately. And that sucks because I really do like the Gamora and I really do like Adam Warlock as well. I think both figures are really excellent. It's just when you compare them to the other 2-packs in the line, they're a little bit weaker. But I really think that all of their accessories kind of even that out. and some of those surprise accessories too make this a very, very good Minimates lineup. And hopefully we're going to get more of these Guardians characters. Maybe we'll get ourselves a Groot and a Rocket, we'll get ourselves a Drax, some other characters. I don't know if they've made those yet, but I'm pretty sure they haven't in these outfits. So hopefully this continues, we can build up a whole cosmic team, because I think for that it's worth getting. And I do like the Build-A-Figure too. Moondragon's a character that doesn't really get a lot of action figure love in any form really. So this is one of the few ways you can actually get her. And it's not that hard, because all you gotta do is get these 3 packs together, and boom, you've got yourself an instant Moondragon. So for my money, I think Marvel Minimates Series 79 is a very strong set of action figures, if not necessarily the best lineup of characters. Or perhaps maybe the word best isn't right to use here, but maybe the most popular character. But if you're into the cosmic dudes and all that kind of stuff, and of course if you're into Cosmic Ghost Rider, and who isn't, I think there's definitely a few pieces in this set for you to pick up that you're going to like a lot. So that's our look at Marvel Minimates Series 79 from Diamond Select. You can pick them up from your local comic book store, from Diamond Select's website, or you can use our Amazon affiliate links, which you can find in the description below. They help out our website and cost you nothing extra to use. So please, consider supporting Nerd News today. And on that note, I'm Matthew. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please sub to the channel and give us a thumbs up. We'll see you here next time with more toy and statue reviews and everything else we do on Nerd News Today.